Good morning, everybody. This is Christy from the Be the Light YouTube channel. I thank you so much for stopping by. And as always, I send you love. This is going to be a very difficult video. Not because I don't have anything to share, not because I can't explain it correctly. It is because this process has taken my breath away. And ordinarily, taking your breath away can be a good thing. When someone takes your breath away, it's usually someone who is beautiful, or the experience as a whole is just magnificent. And don't get me wrong, this experience is magnificent. But in terms of taking your breath away, it is, and I don't like to use negativity in negative words. It has been a I'm trying to really find the correct words here. It has been a trial, a very strong trial period for me. It's definitely, and I probably will start crying here. It's definitely testing my inner strength, my inner core, my inner faith, my inner belief system. And so I am just going to attempt to give this to you correctly. Now, a few days ago, and yesterday I should have actually spoken about this, but which is, this has happened extremely fast. Yesterday, the moon began to be in Taurus, which is the sign that I am under. And I was fine early on in the morning, even when I made that video, which I can't recall what time it actually was. But I was pressed for time and had to get busy. I had things to do, and so I didn't have the time to make sense of what I was actually going to say in this video. And when my back began to spasm, like spasms I've never had in my entire life. Now, I want you to also remember I have been in an auto accident, and my back was my main focal point, along with other areas, but my back is what really limited me. Sorry about that. See, you have to breathe through these. This is like a birthing process here in reverse, or felt in the spine and not in the stomach area. And it comes in small increments. So now what I was trying to say is that I have felt lots of discomfort after my auto accident, which was in 2001. Roughly. Now my time frame has really gotten off. And so for 15, 16 years, I was pretty much immobile because of my spine, my neck, my shoulder, my limitations, my legs, my full body was just in complete atrophy and in pain and limited. I gained the weight as a result, became depressed, and you know, it makes me question though, because now I realize that my awakening process was even more than this past couple of years here. It was actually taking place after my auto accident. The auto accident was my trigger. It was necessary to get my attention, yet I never saw truth within that darkness. It took me 17 years after the fact. 16 years, excuse me, because I have been married now for 18, so even that is becoming a blur now. So I have known this, a type of intense limitation within the spine. But it makes me, you know, look back and question, was this process always trying to take place? But I failed to see it, of course. And I chose to believe in a disease, a limitation, a chronic condition, instead of the alternative. And so last night, this discomfort, this knot in my spine, progressively got worse. Again, it's about after 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, and this is usually my doorway of when things begin to intensify for myself, because I must have agreed to be able to experience most of my process at night. And it began to feel like my back was on fire. The lower back where your sacral is, and the sacrum is. Now this is the sacral pump. And this, what I'm about to talk about, is the process of raising the chrism. The Christ oil, the Holy Spirit, the life force energy, for it to actually bring light into your crown area. Now we have, like I said, tapped into areas, and I have told you we are beginning the activation period. I believe in yesterday's video, at least I made a comment under it, and said we are beginning the integration process, because I received a diamond, and this beautiful being was standing in front of the diamond with hands and praying in congratulation. And you know, other traditions, when they put their hands together, it's in welcoming, congratulating, and things like that. And so this diamond that we are integrating is part of our Merkaba diamond. It's our connection with our Merkaba. It's the connection with Earth to the heavens. It encompasses everything. This integration process integrates our higher self to our lower self. It integrates our spiritual bodies to our physical body. And I'm going to be honest, every month we have a chance, and I think I have mentioned this in my other videos, at raising the Christ. When we save our sacred seed, and our sacred seed isn't, you know, it is our own essence, of course, but it is our masculine and feminine energy. It is our energy that is combined within, that sexual energy that we can conserve during our moon cycle. And assist in the rising of it to bring light into the crown area. And this is what it means to, if thine eye be full of darkness, and etc. In the Bible. So once we have this clear path, when the Kundalini has made its clear path from our root to our crown, this process is able to take place. Of course, there is an unlimited amount of connections that have to be made prior to this connection. So, again, because we have tapped into the pineal gland, tapped into the pituitary gland, created a bridge, opened them up to receive light, we have allowed this integration process to take place. We have allowed energy to flow from crown to sacral, or the root. Now this process, through the germing of the seed, of the birth of the seed, can take place. And it's going to kind of germinate and create this type of birth sensations. I didn't know what it was going to be like, but every single month that I have been given, you're close, we're close, we're close. And then I'm like, well, I don't feel any different. I know that I have increased my vibration. I know I'm still increasing my consciousness. I am activating my pineal gland. I know I'm doing this, this, and this. But I don't really feel different. And different, I mean by connected with your higher self, connected with your divine purpose. Now, I have been receiving, and you are probably receiving, bits and pieces of who you are. I receive a lot of information of things that I'm going to be doing in my future. And that's just for me to connect the dots in time when I receive my higher self. Now, what takes place again is when this integration is taking place, it's because you have cleared that pathway, like I said, which is the spinal fluid. You have opened and allowed energy to flow from your brain and the vagus nerve. The spinal fluid and the vagus nerve must flow up and down. The vagus nerve is essential to complete health within the body. It goes and connects with every organ within our body. Spinal fluid is essential for full potential brain function and connects from the crown to the sacral pump as well. These two things are so important and will take place after you have already opened and activated your pineal and pituitary, allowing the bridge and connections to take place. So I know that this is completely different. What I'm going through is completely different than anybody who pulls it back out. From a severe accident. Yet I also want you to keep in mind that when we have an accident, energy is still trying to flow. And when we have a restriction within it, is because the energy has been stagnant for so long in that area. And now you've created this free flow movement. And in that movement, it's creating a symptom of discomfort. So we are not really being limited. We are receiving something more divine, free flow of energy. But if you get stuck in that mindset that you are limited, you're placing right back into that area, that limited pain. Therefore, you don't receive, because in order to receive, you have to believe in something. And if you believe in pain, illness, and disease, that's what you shall receive. Believe in life. Believe in life and everything that's associated with that. So this, again, I saw this diamond, which, when you look at the sacrum, looks like a diamond. And I was going to read the actual process of it, but I might just clip it kind of to my post here because of the way that I am feeling. I don't want to take up too much time. This is an important time for myself, as well as for you if you are experiencing this. Now, I want you to feel what you're feeling. It's important to feel it and understand it and believe in what you are receiving. This is coming in a pulsation. Now, when you think of energy, it's a rhythm, a pulsing rhythm of energy, of light, of function, of life coming. Now it's building up. It's building up in frequency, in energy, in intensity, and it will come in cycles. That's what I have been feeling, the cycles of this intense pulsation. That's in my sacral pump area. And it's kind of, you can feel the tenderness from the root down and one side of my hip. It's there's a lot of space here that it's taking up. This is our lower diamond here also. This is the lower extremity of connecting our root region to our heart region, and higher above and below, of course. Again, because we are merging upper triangle, which is still a diamond, to lower triangle, which is also a diamond. And eventually, what is going to take place is that it's going to rise again. I don't know how long. I know that this is a part of the death period, because it doesn't feel so well. It doesn't feel so well. And, I had to, because my mind wanted to go back and say, well, am I purging something again from my past of when I was in the auto accident? My mind kept going back to my auto accident and thinking again, this is the death of the ego. Complete death. Once this is done, your ego will not rob you. And you're going to have a healthy ego or an impartial ego. A healthy ego is one that when you have a thought, it pushes you forward. And you probably already have that stage for the most part. That's what I have. I have an ego that tells me, well, I'm looking back at my past, but then my heart tells me, that isn't right, and I instantly can change it. This is part of something. And so I had to ask my higher self, and instantly, because I believed in something greater, I got the connection between the vagus nerve was given to me, and then the sacral pump was given to me. And then I began to understand. And now I know this is finally what I have been waiting for, which is the raising of the Christ within, the life force energy within that will ignite. I believe this also has something to do with the crescent moon. And I don't know if this has to linger until then, or will the whole entire process be complete. I believe it's going to be the 11th which is exactly 7 days from now. And I don't know, okay, yeah, let me go back. I just think I remembered, because of, okay, because because today Pluto goes direct and joins Jupiter and Saturn. So there's a little misinformation here that I really need to have more information about. Because I'm torn between it being today, not the end result, but something that has to deal with because of Saturn, Pluto and all that joining here in Saturn today. But it also has me thinking about the crescent moon, which takes place on October 11th with the sun in Leo. And we all know what sun in Leo relates to higher consciousness, of course, in simple terms. And that is probably what I'm more leaning towards. But I will still have to ask my higher self for more information about that. So I'm going to leave it at this, and I will post information about what it is to actually more about the sacral pump and etc. under my description as best as I possibly can. If not, I will add comments and place this information in it for you, if in case I lack room. So I hope this helps, and if you are feeling this today, or if you have been, or you may in time feel this. This is something also I want you to realize, is that when the fluid and the full functioning of the vagus nerves take place, and the CF fluid is ignited, there's a period of discomfort. So you might also be feeling tons of heartburn, crunching in your joints, again, the spine, being tight, compromised, restricted, whatever you want to call it, the feeling a rotation or a pumping energy flowing within the lower back. This is a symptom. You could possibly feel tenderness in the right side of your left or right side of your neck. Your vocal cords could be bothered. You could have a little bit of tightness in your upper chest that makes you feel as if you have the inability to get a good breath. Constipation, or the opposite, because the vagus nerve, again, is from head to root connection with all of your organs, making all of them function properly. Now, if they haven't been functioning properly in the beginning, to create that flow and move the energy through it properly, it still has to make way. And if there's a restriction still, you feel a side effect. And the same thing goes for the spinal fluid, because it's all energy moving, all energy trying to move, and clear energy, light energy is completely different than stagnant. Yet, because we are not accustomed or familiar with the light energy, it may still feel as if we are being compromised and restricted, when in fact we are upgrading. We are integrating finally and making every connection from the crown to the root. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.